This is the Savvy Investor radio show and podcast with Mike Kinnett and Ryan Herbert of ProStatus Financial, now celebrating 20 years helping families build successful retirements and lasting family legacies. Mike is a financial planner and estate planning attorney with a master's degree in tax and 4-time Amazon best-selling author. Ryan is a 5-star wealth management award winner and top-ranked financial advisor by Forbes. Now, the Savvy Investor radio show and podcast.
We are enjoying the lowest tax rates you'll ever see in our lifetime, and most of that is due to the Trump tax cuts passed in 2017. The bad news is that those are scheduled to expire at the end of next year if Congress does not act. Tax expert Ed Slott, he says on Morningstar that it's an opportune time for an IRA to Roth conversion. Ryan, listen to this.
Remember, a lot of your IRA is a debt owed back to the government. Your IRA is an IOU to the IRS. Your IRA is a joint account with Uncle Sam. But here's the difference. With a regular joint account, you generally own half. You have a joint account with Uncle Sam where you don't know what his half will be. That's yet to be determined based on how much money the government needs at the time you take that money out. Now you do know what the rates are. You're in control.
You saw me scratching my head there. That soundbite is so true. I know you want to talk about that, but when he says that it's yet to be determined based on how much money the government needs at the time that you take that money out, that's not a good way to go into retirement.
No, that's just kind of going into retirement very, very, very blindly because, I mean, Ed Slott is the self-proclaimed IRA expert, I think is what he talks about all the time. And this is a very, very, very common message that comes out from him. And, I don't always agree with talking heads, but, I agree 100% with what he's saying. Right now, the only thing that we know about taxes is that they are going to go up at the end of 2025. These current tax rates that we have, the Trump Tax Cut and Job Act started in 2018 and has taken our tax brackets, widened the tax brackets so more income fits in these tax brackets, and then lowered the overall percentages. As soon as we go January 1, 2026, well, the brackets shrink way back down and the percentages that you pay tax on go up. And so therefore you go up in tax brackets much further. So while you may be thinking, I'm only in the 22% bracket and it's going up to 25, that's only a 3% increase. Well, that's just a 3% increase there. But when you effectively take up all of the how much quicker you get to that number and how much income is being taxed at that rate, it's actually more like a 12 to 15% increase.
Wow.
In your taxes. So, the federal government has been doing you this favor, using my air quotes, this favor of allowing you to take money from your paycheck, put it into these traditional 401ks, IRAs, 403bs, TSP.
Traditional means you're not paying taxes on it now.
Correct. So this is the pre-tax money that's going in. Obviously, if you're putting money into the Roth side of things, it is different. But the pre-tax side, which is where most people have their money going, and avoid paying tax on it now. Well, you've been avoiding paying tax on this money for the last, 6, 7, 8 years at these low tax rates. All of a sudden, now we're going to go back to these high tax rates. So you haven't really essentially been truly saving yourself that much money by having the money going into it. And think about, we are at the lowest tax rates we have ever seen for most people's lifetimes, the lowest tax rates that we've seen since Ronald Reagan. Taxes have to go up. As a country, we are spending, I want to say it's $6.4 trillion a year in interest on our debt alone. That's $6.4 trillion in interest on our credit cards as a country. And we only bring in, 5.5, 5.8. The numbers might be closer. I'm kind of trying to go from memory here. But the bottom line is, as a country, we don't make enough money from our job to pay the interest on our credit cards. We are
just like a household. That's simple.
Yeah, we are borrowing 30 cents for every dollar that we spend. So taxes have to go up in the future. I don't care what side of the political sphere you fall on. Taxes have to go up in the future to pay for all this debt. They can only kick the can so far down the road. And where is the most amount of money that the federal government knows exactly where it is? They know exactly how much you have in those accounts. It's the perfect place for them to attack, essentially, to generate those tax dollars. And now you're taking the money out. All right, I'm going to retire it's 2024. I'm 55 years old. I'm going to retire 10 years from now at 65 in 2034. Well, where are tax rates going to be at that point? Undoubtedly, they have to be higher. Why not take the opportunity now? And this is the message that we've been saying since 2018, and with many of our clients, we are doing this. Why not do the Roth conversions now, just like Ed is saying? Take the money out of the IRA now, pay tax on it now, when I know my tax rates are lower than they will be 10 years from now. Let me pay the tax on that money now, allow it to continue to grow, but now it's growing tax-free. And then when I retire in 2034, when I'm 65 years old, I don't care where tax rates are, because all of the money that I'm taking out of that Roth IRA is 100% tax-free to me, 100% tax-free to my spouse when I pass away. And then once again, when I die and I'm leaving any money inside of that IRA, that Roth IRA, to my kids, there's no tax on it for them. You don't want to pay unnecessarily high taxes while you're alive. Why would you want to leave your kids with that burden as well by doing nothing? Take the time now to put a tax plan in place. This is what the wealthy do. The top 1% of our country, all those billionaires, is they have tax plans. It is not a coincidence that Warren Buffett pays less taxes as a percentage on his income than his secretary does. Think about that. Warren Buffett, billionaire, one of the richest people in America. I don't know how much money he makes a year, but I assume it's some egregious number. Pays less taxes as a percentage than his secretary that's probably making, they're in Iowa, right? Iowa, Idaho, somewhere out there in the middle of the country. She's probably making somewhere between $150,000 and $175,000 a year. She's paying more tax on her money than a billionaire because he has a tax plan. He has a tax plan for when he's working, and he has a tax plan for when he's going to be retired. That is something that you need to have. Do like the wealthy do and put a tax plan in place for your retirement. And that all starts by giving us a call at 866-597-1040, 866-597-1040. Sit down with Mike, myself, Catherine, a member of our team here at ProStatus, and we will put together your very own tax plan for retirement that talks about, here's where my income is going to come from retirement, and here's how much or how little I'm going to be paying in taxes, and quite possibly getting you down to that 0% tax bracket in retirement. That is my favorite conversation to have with clients is, if we follow these steps, by the time we get to X point in time, you will be paying 0% in taxes. Wow. 866-597-1040, 866-597-1040. Or you can visit us on the web at thesavvyinvestorradio.com. Click the button that says schedule my complimentary consultation right there online.
Hey, we appreciate you, Ryan, for doing that, for stepping in and talking to us about this, because you guys see the difference you're making in people's lives. And if you want to see if this can work for you, like Ryan said, it's a great invitation to do that. I'll give you that information again here, and that is 866-597-1040 for the next Savvy Investor callers. That's complimentary for you, 866-597-1040. And of course, as Ryan mentioned, online at thesavvyinvestorradio.com, thesavvyinvestorradio.com. You always smile. You always smile when you say thesavvyinvestorradio.com, because you know that you don't have to talk to anybody. You can just go on there, click, and schedule a quick 15-minute phone conversation. You don't have to talk to anybody. You just do it online, and then you get to talk to you guys. You like that?
Yeah, I love that. My wife and kids, we recently got a new puppy, and she was asking me the question of whether or not I wanted to use the same vet or switch to this one that was closer. And I went on their website and it allows me to schedule appointments right online with them. I said, fine, this is a new vet because I don't have to call and sit on hold and, wait for them to tell me the dates that are available. I can just click around, say, all right, that one works for me, and click it. That's the wonderful thing about going to our website, thesavvyinvestorradio.com. Click on, schedule my 15-minute call, look at your calendar, look at our calendar in live time, and set up a time to sit down with Mike, myself, Catherine, and our team here at ProStatus and get your personal tax plan for retirement.
Or we also have teammates standing by as well. 866-597-1040. Ryan, thanks again for your time, man. As always, here on the Savvy Investor Radio Show and podcast and YouTube, make sure to subscribe, share it with your friends, enjoy the episodes that we have up there for you. You, my friend, get the final word.
This is Ryan Herbert. Thank you so much for listening to the Savvy Investor Radio Show and podcast, and we will see you, the Savvy Investor, next week.
Advisory services offered through ProStatus Financial Advisors Group, a registered investment advisor. Insurance licensed in Maryland. ProStatus Financial Advisors Group, LLC is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if ProStatus Financial Advisors Group is licensed in your state, please call 410-863-1040. ProStatus Group, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through representatives of ProStatus Financial Advisors Group.